welcome everyone to the third of our seven-part series of live streams celebrating the 10th and final season of the Ask Rayceen show. Over several days, we will be joined by past guests, public officials, and other special people who will join in our celebration by sharing their memories and thoughts about the legacy of the Ask Rayceen show. So, of course, I want to have our special guests join us at this moment because every night we are having different special guests, and I'm always excited to see who we have with us. There they come, there they come. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our pre-finale reunion party. It's so great to see you all. Thanks for being here. Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
It's so
So we
awesome.
want to welcome you all. So we're going to have you introduce yourselves and share your favorite memory or thoughts about the legacy of the Ask Racine show. So I'll start with Jordan.
Hey, y'all. My name is Jordan DeLoach. I use any pronouns, and I am an artist, writer, storyteller, organizer, born and raised in Maryland. I do a lot of work around Black liberation, especially safety and liberation for Black, trans, and queer people, particularly people who are in the sex trades or experiencing homelessness. And I do this with collectives and comrades. You can learn more about some of the coalitions that I do this work with at my website, jndeloach.com, or on Twitter at jndeloach. Me and my friends are also running a fundraiser with and for 6 Black trans women who are trying to get housing and achieve their dreams. And you can learn more about that at givebutter.com/survivor support fund. And so I'm born and raised in the DMV area. I first met and experienced Rayceen when I came back to the area after college. I had moved away for some time, and I hadn't quite gotten into organizing and stuff yet, but I knew that it was something that I cared about. And I remember going to an event, I believe it was the Night Out for Safety and Liberation, and Rayceen was emceeing. And it was just like the words that come to mind when I think of whenever I experience Rayceen is a beckoning and a reckoning. And so I felt beckoned to do things with and for my community, to do what I can to make sure that people can own their stories, can tell their stories, can fight for self-determination and be who they are. And how important that is and how rich of a culture there is right here in our homes. And so ever since that day, that was a few years back, I've followed the Ask Rayceen show. I was able to be on it once, which was so cool. Like I was like fangirling so hard. Like I was like, I cannot believe this is happening. And I was able to talk about some of the writing I did at Washington City paper, just, amplifying Black, queer, and trans stories in the DC area. And it was just so powerful to be able to have that dialogue, to have someone really believe in you. And the way the Ask Rayceen show and the team Rayceen has amplified and created a space for people to explore themselves, who they are, their identities, their perspectives, through art, through culture, through dialogue, through debate, through comedy, in so many ways. And it is just it's like watching a legacy in real time. And I know if me and my peoples have anything to say about it in the history books, child, I just cannot say enough about how inspired I have been by you.
thank you.
It's such a pleasure and an honor to be in this community, and the entire team is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Up next, we have one of our favorite photographers, Wood. Hey, welcome.
Everybody needs wood.
Hey everyone, I am Woody. I'm a photographer. I guess you could say I specialize in scenic and event photography. Of course, I'm a freelancer, so I pretty much capture everything. But yeah, photography is definitely my passion. And over the last 10 years, I've been able to really just explore my passion and actually make a career out of it. So that's been really great. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Captured by Woody, WOODD. That's also my website, capturedbywoody.com. I am born and raised in the DMV. I was born in DC, grew up in Maryland. So I'm pretty much familiar with just, the DMV area all around. But just to share a little insight of, I guess, about me and Rayceen's history. I don't know if Rayceen remembers, but we first met at a Impulse DC event, probably had to been like 4 or 5 years ago. I was working, I was taking pictures, and saw Rayceen. It was, it's just something about the aura, and I was just like, I feel like, gotta capture this picture. And then she told me about, her show. It was like, you should come check it out. And to be honest, I talk to a lot of people when I do events, and I don't always remember what people tell me, but it was just something about the invitation. It was very warm, and I was like, when I get some time, I'm definitely going to check it out. And I remember the first time we went to a show, I went with my then boyfriend, now fiance, and it just felt, the vibe was different. And to be honest, like outside of the clubs and bars, I've never been anywhere, I guess, like gay that, like a safe space. So I've never been anywhere where like everybody just felt welcome, whether they was gay, trans, straight, or whatever. So I definitely felt comfortable being there. And that was my brief history on how we met. And then of course, Team Rayceen, definitely Czar, invited me back out to, do, just to showcase my artwork, photography. And, I definitely always enjoy showing off my artwork. But then that just led to, me actually capturing moments for Rayceen. I would definitely say that I've had some great moments outside of the Rayceen show, but photographing some of the other events like the Whammies, that was a great experience. And I can't remember her name, but we did a 40th, 50th birthday party for one of Rayceen's old friends, and just hanging out with Rayceen, I get to network with a lot of different people. So it's always a great time whenever I can do an event and link up with like, really important people. But to be honest, I felt kind of embarrassed because I didn't know how much of a legend Rayceen, is in the community, and after doing some Googling and realizing, how deep, her, the legacy goes and how far back it goes, it just made me more honored to just be a part of the whole experience. So I definitely, it's sad that the Rayceen show is coming to an end, but I definitely know there's going to be more to come in the future. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to capturing more moments, once everything is back open, we can all meet up in person.
Well, we look forward to those moments, and we look forward to you capturing those moments. I next want to welcome Achim to the stage, to our virtual stage.
Hello, everyone. I am just so humbled and blessed to be in the presence of everyone, including my mama, who is my house mother, Rayceen Pendarvis. When I first met her, she had a show. It was in the Martin Luther King Library downstairs, and I remember so much because I was in the Warwick program, which was Washington Area Women in the Trades, when I was introduced to the construction field. And from there, that's where I started my transition into being authentically me. Rayceen has always been a person who had like a welcoming, open, motherly spirit. And that's what I was drawn to her, and to be welcomed into the house of Pendarvis by her, and for her to be my mother, my house mother. Even though I never did any ballrooms, she always said that it's not all about walking in the balls, it's about what you're doing in the community. And I embrace that. I love you, and I just grateful for you to be my house mother. Everybody knows me as Achim Jeremiah Howard, but I'm also known as Bishop Pendarvis. And she's always been adamant about supporting me in everything that I have been doing. Even with this project that's coming up, I know I have to really talk to her about it, but it's something that I know that is going to really educate the ballroom scene as well as our community as a whole. So I'm looking forward to us working together again. I love you. Big ups to you, even though I know that the Ask Rayceen show is over, but the Rayceen Pendarvis will never be over.
Never,
Because your legacy will continue with your children, amongst with me and others. Your family, your Pendarvis family, we hold you and we lift you up. I know when I can't speak for them on that when we say that we do love you. And we just thank you for being our mother, our sister, our brother, or whatever we might call you in the house. And I just thank you for always continuing to be the same and never wavering or turning your back on me or anyone else. You have showed us on how we can accept other people. Because you're like, if we can't accept one another, how do we expect others to accept us? So I just love you once again, and I just thank you for everything that you have shown me and everything that you have laid out for us, whether it is in the ballroom scene, whether it's in fashion, whether it is through spirituality, because we all know you have a spiritual life that is like no other. You are just the epitome of what a mother should be, and we thank you. And we just pray that other house mothers will be able to follow your pattern on how you have educated us in so many ways. Maybe whether it's through the talks that you have, or you just watching you, and everybody is just looking and learning from you. And we just thank you for that.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. Thanks so much, Achim. Next, I want to welcome Dawn Shree. Welcome, Dawn. And I know you have something special for Rayceen as well. So go ahead.
Thanks for, having your show, period. I'm Dawn Tree. I'm a painter. I am also a teacher, and I own Underground Tree Studios, which we provide the opportunity for people to invest in art. So that's really, I guess, one of the experiences that I remember is painting live in Crystal City. So I painted a painting that exuded how I felt about Rayceen. So I feel like it was a bird, and so I felt as if Rayceen epitomizes freedom, just in their way of being. I asked Rayceen what I should call them when I first met her, and they said whatever I would like to call them. So that's in my poem. So I do a little spoken word on the side. I now live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went to high school and college here, but I lived in DC for 8 years, and that's when I met you. I remember being at the Martin Luther King library and witnessing the community and just the embrace that you had. I feel like you're like a mother, you know, to the community itself, not just to your house or certain individuals, but the community as a whole. So I'm just really glad that I met you. I enjoy doing the wobble, you know, here and there. So people can find me on Instagram, Underground Tree Studios, on Facebook, and my website is utreep.com. So that's the letter utreep.com. And now, y'all want me to do the poem right now? Okay, all right. Rayceen, they are king, queen, celestial being from the get of meeting such a spectacular spirit. Now let's hear it for Rayceen. It's a show, the Ask Rayceen show, highlighting community, building through unity, where Black, Indigenous, people of color, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer have a say, a safe space for newsmakers, politicians, activists. Get it right, get it right. She be a MC, entertainer, social media personality, and activist. Say it ain't so. The 10-year show is coming to an end. How else will we spend our Wednesdays? Not taking in the electrical space of exchange. They never did it for the fame with grace, creating space for the heart to breathe. The last season, the example of a place to speak. Gather all the flowers round DC and give her a vase. Yas, we celebrate you, Queen, King, celestial being, goddess of the District of Columbia. I do believe. Thank you, Dawn Tree.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Y'all are really trying to make me cry today. I'm trying to hold it together.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Dawn. That was fantastic. That was
Oh,
fantastic.
yes.
Thank you
Thank
so much. And now we want to welcome a familiar face to this series, Chris from HeadCount. Hey, Chris.
I don't know what I can contribute after all of this love fest, because I'm just here to offer info on how you can register to vote.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm so glad you're here because, you know, volunteers with HeadCount have, you know, registered voters at the Ask Rayceen show since 2016. So I'm glad that you're here to let the viewers know what they need to know about voting in the upcoming general elections and, you know, all of that that's coming up this year. So take it away, Chris.
Yeah, so really close to home, well, it is my home, Virginia, we've got a gubernatorial race coming up and early polls are open right now. Last day to get your absentee ballot is Friday. I know we have some viewers in New York and Georgia. And so those, and there's all the info right there. So New York, early voting's next week. You got multiple local elections. Georgia, same deal. Early voting's open now. Last day to get your ballots Friday. But anybody can check their status at any time. If you text Team Rayceen to 40649 and follow the link, you can check your registration status. You can see where your polling place is. Get the scoop on everything and update your registration as well if you need to change things. It's a little too late for this round, but don't forget next year is the midterms. So the entire House of Representatives is up. A third of the Senate's up. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of other crazy things on the ballots. So just, I think what's so cool about coming to these events is that we meet a lot of folks that we don't meet at our other events. Like normally we're at concerts and music festivals. So we see a lot of kids from Middle America. And so the Ask Rayceen show has a lot different crowd than what we normally see. And I mean, I'll say the first time I was invited to come to one of the events back in 2016, it was in the MLK building. And we took the stinky elevator down to the basement that had maybe been used as a bathroom. And then when I got off, the first thing that I was greeted with was a big banner for lube. And I was like, what am I getting into here? And I know yesterday you talked about how that particular lube company was your first sponsor. So that was a pretty cool story to hear. I was like, oh wow. But let me tell you, I didn't know what to think. I grew up not in Tulsa, but in Oklahoma City, and in a sheltered little life. And that was my first time going to what could have only been a lube event, or I didn't know. So anyway, it's always been a blast. I mean, every month, whether I'm there or my colleagues are there, everybody always has such a good time, and it's always just so happy and fun. Like, we all just leave smiling, no matter what the topic is. I mean, it could be the heaviest topic, but at the end of it, I mean, by the time you're wobbling, I mean, there's nothing sad about a wobble. So, I mean, that's how you end every show. So, I mean, yeah, we always leave smiling. And I don't know what we're going to do the first Wednesday of every month, starting next year. Hopefully something fun. I don't know.
Hopefully something fun. I love that. Hopefully something fun, certainly. And thank you, Chris, for and HeadCount for being with the Ask Rayceen show for such a long time, and just being a part of so many other Team Rayceen productions, events, and things that we have done. Now, speaking of those other things, those other events that we've done and everything, it goes straight into a little bit of our topic for tonight, which is disclaimers and clarifications. Our producer Czar, he notes all the time. Some people think they've been on the Ask Rayceen show and they haven't, or they've been on the Ask Rayceen show and thought it was something else, So tonight is all about disclaimers and clarifications. So let me explain. While the Ask Rayceen show, as seen on this infographic, let me just pull it up right now. Here you go. Here's the infographic. While the Ask Rayceen show, as seen in this infographic, was a specific event with a specific schedule, which took place at specific venues, there are performers, guests, and attendees alike who erroneously think that the Ask Rayceen show is synonymous with everything presented by Team Rayceen Productions or hosted by Rayceen Pendarvis. To explain further, we're going to play just a little game we like to call Not the Ask Rayceen show. The rules are simple. I will name an event, and when I call on you, tell me if it is or is it not the Ask Rayceen show. Again, the game is called Not the Ask Rayceen show. So I will start it off with Rayceen's reading room. Rayceen, is that the Ask Rayceen show?
Not the Ask Rayceen show.
Okay, Don, what about Art All Night? Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
No, it's not the Ask Rayceen show.
There you go. That's not the Ask Rayceen show.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
Chris, what about Artomatic? Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
Oh no, but it's awesome.
Certainly, it's awesome, but not the Ask
But
Rayceen
not the Ask,
show.
not as awesome as the Ask Rayceen show.
Yes. Woody, Real Affirmations film screenings and film festival. Ask Rayceen show or not?
That is not
that.
the Ask Rayceen show.
There we go. I think we're getting the hang of it. All right, let me come over to Jordan. Jordan, if I was supposed to say the Team Rayceen YouTube videos, is that the Ask Rayceen show or not the Ask Rayceen show?
Not necessarily. Some of them are and some of them are not.
It's not the Ask Rayceen show. There we go. We're getting the hang of it. All right, Achim, what if I asked you about, let's see. Paris is Burning, celebrating 25 years. The book, the film, the ball. Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
Even though it has the House of Pendarvis in it, no, it's not Ask Them.
Yeah, exactly. That is not the Ask Rayceen show. Rayceen, let me get back to you. What about our Read a Book Wednesdays on Facebook Live? Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
No, that is not an Ask Rayceen show.
Exactly. Don, let me jump back over to you. Or Black History Month special events. Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
I'm gonna say no, but
There you
wasn't it
go. It's
part
a
of the show?
pretty easy game. It's a pretty easy
Easy,
game.
it's an easy
Jordan,
game.
let me jump over to you. This one just might be a little bit tougher, but let's see. What about the Ask Rayceen preview specials? Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
You asked me, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's obviously not.
There we go. There we go. All right, Woody, let's ask you. The Ask Rayceen Winter Hiatus social media specials. Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
I'm going to say it's affiliated, but not the Ask Rayceen.
Okay. I love that. I love that. That's certainly correct. That's certainly correct. Achim, getting your nails done at VSL Hair Design, talking to Rayceen at the bus stop. Is that the Ask Rayceen show?
No, it's not the Ask the Rayceen show. No, it's
I
not.
love that. A lot of people think if they meet Rayceen at the bus stop, they've been on the show. You've not been on the show. No, you've not. Rayceen, what about Rayceen Fix Me Up? Is that a part of the Ask Rayceen show?
No, it is not.
Exactly. But see, that Zar slipped that one in as a little bit of a trick question, because that one started as an undeveloped segment for the Ask Rayceen show, then just developed into its own thing, a reconceptualized series of events starting in 2017. Thanks everyone for playing. Is that the Ask Rayceen show or not the Ask Rayceen show? We hope that was very, very illuminating.
Everyone's the winner. You get a new car. You get a new car.
Yes.
You get a new car.
For all winning the game. So please, everyone, remember, if you were part of an event which was not called the Ask Rayceen show, then it was in fact not the Ask Rayceen show. Rayceen, we also want to point out to people who are wondering why they were not invited to return for the 10th or final season. It may be because they were never on the Ask Rayceen show in the first place. And so that's the reason why, even though they thought they were, it was just something else. So if they are confident that they were, they can go to Zar or producer and, he will check to see if they receive one of the numerous invitations, because they emailed everyone, all the guests, over 300 of the guests, and so he has all the receipts as to who received or did not receive a courtesy of a response. So the next clarification I know Zar wants to talk about is why the Ask Rayceen show is ending after 10 years. We've gotten this question so many times. So as we discussed in the October edition, which is our penultimate edition of the show, this had been planned for several years. And as an addendum, we also want to point out that since we had our final in-person date in March 2020, resuming the series would essentially be rebooting it. So even if HRC were available to be the venue, we would have to restart everything, which would basically be impossible. But Rayceen, I want you to discuss a little further about the difficulty of having a less than 29-day cycle of planning and promotion for 9 months of the year for 10 years straight, especially with limited resources. What was that like?
Oh my God, very difficult. We never had a break, because once one show finished, the next day after posting pictures and photos and thanking everybody and going into that, it's a whole day afterwards of just all of that. Then you go right into gearing up for the next month. So you have to do all this promotion. You have to get flyers out. You have to get things lined up. You have to be in places. So you're constantly always moving. So it's never a break. I was always right after the show ended. Once we packed up, we were right into the next cycle of let's get ready for next month. So we never got a break. We never got a break. So I was at other events. If I was somewhere else, we were promoting the Ask Rayceen show. So I never got a break. I never could breathe. Oh,
Certainly.
And you deserve the space to breathe and to be held by your community that you have been nourishing for so long. And you will continue to nourish, of course, but the rest, space, whatever you need. I'm so excited. I'm very excited for you.
Because we have so much coming up. And of course, we've always been doing so much more, in addition to the Ask Rayceen show. And we're going to continue to do that with even more things, expanding on the things we've already started and already done, and going into areas that we've never been before. So it's great. Zara has given us this flow chart that shows all the different things that Team Rayceen Productions does, from on-site activities to online activities to promotional activities through our TR media. And if you look over here, the Ask Rayceen show is here all the way to the left. This little box here takes up about 90% of our time and other assets. So it was ultimately impracticable with our limited resources to continue with it, but a long, beautiful decade, a wonderful run, and we are just so proud and just so happy to have everyone who has been sending us all the love, all the support, and all of it for our final year of the Ask Rayceen show. So viewers, the images we shared here today, they're also available on our Ask Rayceen social media if you want to grab it or look at it for your own entertainment. So do we have any questions about any of our disclaimers and clarifications, or do any of our guests have any questions for Rayceen?
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Chris.
What will you miss the most and what will you miss the least about putting on the show?
I will miss the people. I will miss the smiles. I will miss the experience. I miss my high kicks coming through the door, but I'm going to always kick wherever I go. So I will always give them a high kick until I'll be kicking in my casket. You'll see one leg up, but I will definitely miss the energy, the people, the smiles on people's face, and coming into such an inviting space. It was such a safe space, but I create a safe space wherever I go. So I can create a safe space at the bus stop, but I will miss that. I will miss having it at HRC, the Human Rights Campaign building. I will miss going through security, the people that work there, everybody. I will miss that feeling of everything. Everything affiliated with everything. The whole experience is from rolling up to getting there at, people think when you have a show where it starts at 7, we get there at 2:00 in the afternoon, and we start setting up. So it's a 5-hour process, and people think when you break down at 9, you're leaving. No, that's another 2-hour process.
Maybe we sometimes we're there till midnight, honey.
And then sometimes we have the after show, and we don't leave till like midnight. We'll sit out, order pizza from Domino's, and we will sit out in front of the building eating pizza and laughing and talking and camaraderie. So I'm going to miss all of that, but what I won't miss, feeling tired some days, feeling drained. I won't miss that feeling of, packing up the car. That I won't miss. Packing up the car. I will not miss that. That was never a joy. And everybody and we had 3 cars that when we would leave, we would have to meticulously pack those cars up in a meticulous way. So I will not miss that at all.
Yes, certainly not. The packing was really the worst, was it not? It certainly was. Well, I want to give anyone a chance to say anything else before we start wrapping up. So if you have anything else you want to add to the conversation, go ahead. Jordan?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Rayceen, if you could go back in time, if you could create a copy of yourself, go back in time 10 years ago when you were about to start the show and have a conversation with yourself, what would you say?
Do not be afraid to do what you do. continue to be fearless. Continue to stay the course. Never doubt yourself. That's what I would say.
It's powerful.
Yes, great, great, great words, great message, and great advice. We thank. Oh, go ahead, Achim.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ma,
go ahead.
Oh,
Ma,
good. We
I
have
want you.
multiple.
I love the questions. You know that.
It's not a question, it's just a statement. During this time, I know you have other things that you are about to embark on, and it's bigger and better because your life is bigger and better, greater than you are. There's a reason why you are here, and we embrace that. But at the same time, I would like to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, do some self-care. Take some time for yourself, travel a little bit, just have some time for Mama Rayceen, because you have given so much to the community. Now it's time for the community to give back to you, uplift you and uphold you. And yeah, it's time for you to do some things, not just for the community, but for yourself, because you're always looking out for everybody else. I always notice that you always look and help out everybody else, but bits and pieces of you need to take care of. With the losses in your life, you just need to embrace yourself, love yourself, whether it's a spa day, whether it's traveling. You need to do something for yourself, Mom.
I will. Thank you. I received that. I will. I will be a little selfish.
Okay. So I know that there's probably many people along the way, but just thinking about people that influenced you, can you name or reference one and maybe the qualities that you took from them to be the person that you are now?
My mother. My mother.
Mhm.
Who was everything to me, who allowed me to be all that I could be. She loved me unconditionally. She instilled the knowledge to give back. She taught me the importance of being in service. And I watched my mother for 40 years of her life be a social worker. And everything that I am is because of her. Everything. So she is my greatest and will always be a champion. And I always say that even though she is my ancestor now, I will always honor her in everything I do. So she is with me everywhere on this next journey. She is guiding me, and she is the light within me that I take on this journey. The next step forward, I will carry her with me. How about that?
Yes.
I love that. I love that. And that's a perfect way to close out this evening. So I do thank all of our guests for joining us this evening. It's been so lovely. Thank you for joining us in a celebration of the Ask Rayceen show and Rayceen Pendarvis. And thank you for sharing your stories of how the show has touched you all these years and how Rayceen personally has touched each and everyone for all this time, and just share that love, share that spirit, and shared that community. So I want everyone to know you can visit the Ask Rayceen. You can visit askrayceen.com to watch the penultimate edition of the Ask Rayceen show, as well as our spring, summer, and September editions. And then tune in for the salaciously sexy series finale of the Ask Rayceen show on November 3rd, 2021, 7 p.m. Eastern on askrayceen.com. For more information about Rayceen Pendarvis, please visit rayceen.com. And we want you all to follow Team Rayceen on social media and subscribe to the Team Rayceen YouTube channel. Thank you all for coming, and most of all to our viewers, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.
I love you all. Thank you.
Love you too, Mom.
Wonderful. Much kiss.